This story, let's bring in attorney and former Miami-Dade County Judge Ada Pozo. Good morning, Ada.
Good morning.
Good to have you. I should say, Your Honor. Let's go over again this decision by the prosecutor not to file charges. How unusual is this, and what do you think was going through his mind?
It's very unusual. Now, keep in mind, the prosecutor is the one who brings this before the grand jury. So he brings it before the grand jury. The grand jury votes to indict on 2 counts and then says, no, there's not enough. And this doesn't happen very often. We have to keep in mind what the grand jury is looking for is probable cause, not proof beyond a reasonable doubt, which is what that prosecutor needs to have in order to actually obtain a conviction in the case.
And he clearly did not feel he could do that. Now, you have keyed in these documents on one detail, that the parents were also indicted as accessories. What does that tell you specifically?
Well, it's very interesting when we look at this indictment that the parents apparently, not only were they charged, or the grand jury thought there was enough to be charged with the child abuse resulting in death, but also that they were somehow trying to cover something up, which is basically what that second count was. It's basically an obstruction of justice, that there was somebody else out there and they were attempting to cover up. Who that somebody else is, we don't know, and possibly we'll never know.
So it's clear that the grand jury thought possibly there was somebody outside of the parents involved in this crime.
Absolutely, and that the Ramseys were somehow attempting to cover it up.
And finally, this is a cold case, as Clayton said, 17 years old now. Can this discussion that we're having right now, and the fact that these documents have been released, can this in any way help generate new leads, you think?
Well, obviously the information that we have is not going to really help in the investigation, but how it is going to help is that we're talking about it. We're sitting here talking about it today, and I think it brings it back on the forefront. It brings back this little girl that there's never been justice for her, and that her killer is still walking around somewhere.
The killer's still out there walking around somehow. Ada, thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yana, back over to you.
This little girl would be 23 years old today if she were still alive. Ida, thank you so much for coming in.